Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of the Motown's Wrestling Review. I am your host, Tony Motown Allen, and I am the president of the Motown's Wrestling Group on Facebook. If you're not part of the Motown's Wrestling Group on Facebook, make sure you search for NWG, Motown's Wrestling Group, and join. Also, with my videos, make sure you like them and subscribe and leave your comments. Like whether you agree, disagree, whatever you felt about the show, whether you felt about my review, leave it in the comments below, either here on the video or on Motown's Wrestling Group when I post it there. We're talking today about Friday Night SmackDown from last night. And the show kicked off with Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes was out there basically getting ready, talking about his encounter with Drew McIntyre. Of course, Drew McIntyre ended up coming out and interrupted him. And they exchanged words, and then out comes Jimmy Uso just to get fucking beat down. Well, they got into a big fight between Jimmy Uso and Drew McIntyre. Jimmy trying to get revenge on Drew McIntyre for what Drew did last week, but to Jacob Fatu. It's kind of weird, like how Cody Rhodes and Jimmy Uso are trying to defend Jacob Fatu when like they really all had beef with him though for a long time. I mean, I know he's a babyface now, but seems interesting. And then the first match of the night was a tag team match featuring My Family Tree. They had Matanza from Lucha Underground, Jeff Cobb, and he teamed up with Tama Tonga, one of those T's. And they took on Ray Phoenix. Ray Phoenix and Shinsuke Nakamura. Man, it's Shinsuke Nakamura's turn to be Ray Phoenix tag team partner. They got this motherfucker being a tag team horror for everybody on the roster except for his lucha brother himself, Penta, which they were a phenomenal tag team, but they're constantly sticking Ray Phoenix with anybody that they just see fit to put him into a tag team match with. The match itself was pretty decent. It ended with Tama Tonga, Taolua, whoever the fuck that was, end up pinning Ray Phoenix. But it was an okay tag team match. Not great, but okay. I thought that Nakamura and Ray Phoenix did better than I expected, not being a team for at all, to be honest with you. But it is frustrating. I mean, if I was gonna have a tap out of the night, my tap out of the night is Ray Phoenix being a tag team horror. Like, you split the tag team, you bring this tag team in, which is Penta and Ray Phoenix, but you don't want them in tag team as a tag team, but you got Ray Phoenix teaming up with everybody on the fucking roster except for Penta. What sense does this make? Like, leave a comment. Help this make sense to me, please. Next up, we have is Titty Time. And y'all know I will put it on Tiffany Stratton like dash. And she's taking on Kiana James. And this all stemmed from last week and everything when they got into it though. But Kiana James always behind Julia, but Tiffany kind of called her out last week for not being good. Well, good enough to do the shit herself. So they took each other on in this match. And pretty decent match as well on this one. Tiffany Stratton paid homage to Jeff Hardy. Well, she didn't do the Jeff Hardy thing though, but she did hit Kiana James with the Swanton, and then she followed it up with the prettiest moonsault ever. And then we had them tits with her hand raised in victory. Of course, she got attacked by Julia, and they did a double team on her. And out comes Jade Cargill to make the save. Jade Cargill made the save, picked up the title, handed it over to Tiffany Stratton, and then turned on the bitch. Jade Cargill put a beat down on Titty Time, and then in the backstage interview, she's like, "No, this is her time. She's not waiting no more. She's gonna take her shots and everything, though." So I already told you my tap out was Ray Phoenix and that bullshit that he's going through with all these tag teams. Jade Cargill stepping up to make a name for herself, because come on, it's long overdue. We've been expecting this woman to be pushed like from the beginning. She's been there for a few years now, and really, I'm sorry, like AEW booking of Jade Cargill shitting on WWE's booking of Jade Cargill. So hopefully now is a time to like finally spice things up and everything. I love Tiffany Stratton and everything, but I think her title run is stale. I think she needs to be heel, but if they're not gonna turn her heel, get the title off of her. Let's give Jade Cargill a run. Let's see like what Jade was gonna do with the title though. So that was definitely my moment of the night, seeing Jade Cargill take out my boo. Now I'm not a big what's his name? Sami Zayn fan, but I have been enjoying the open challenges. Up until when he lost the title last week, these matches have been really, really good. Have been the standouts on the show. But Ilya Dragunov is going to carry on the tradition with the open challenges and everything, though. So he did an open challenge, and for this open challenge, we had Aleister Black, and he come out with his wife Zelina Vega, and their entrance. I don't know if y'all felt the same way that I did. But Zelina Vega and Aleister Black coming to the ring looked like a bootleg version of Scarlett and Killian Cross, in my opinion. Like, it's just like, okay, we don't have Killian and Scarlett no more. We're gonna like basically do a plug and play. We're gonna replace them with you. So now we got the bootleg version of them though. But the match itself was off the chain. Off the chain. Off the fucking chain. I absolutely love this match. Priest did kind of interfere a little bit in the match that did lead to Ilya and Dragunov getting the win. This was the match of the night. And it's not even close. Like, there was no match anywhere near as good as this. So, hats off to Ilya Dragunov, hats off to Aleister Black for putting on a fucking show. And I'm looking, and Ilya Dragunov, I'm looking forward to more open challenges and everything from you, because if we could keep getting some bangers out of US Open Challenge, I'm all for it. But earlier in the night, Jimmy Uso told Nick Aldis that he wants Drew McIntyre, because he felt so bad at what Drew did to his cousin Jacob Fatu, which you never really gave two shits about Jacob Fatu this entire time he's been there. Now that he got jumped, now you give a fuck. But he asked for a match. Well, he asked for Drew. Nick Aldis booked the match. He's like, no, I don't want a match. I want a fight. So they made it no DQ. Did anybody honestly believe that Drew McIntyre was going to lose to Jimmy Uso in a no DQ match? Did you honestly think he's going to lose him in a regular match? Did you honestly think he would lose him in a cage match? Did you think he'd lose him in arm wrestling? Like, is there anything that made you think that? Is there any kind of match that made you think that like Jimmy Uso could beat Drew McIntyre? Well, the answer is no, and that happened because in this no DQ match, Claymore win. Drew McIntyre beat Jimmy Uso. And he also attacked him afterwards, which led to Cody coming out to help out Jimmy. But you almost got to feel bad for Jimmy. Like, he's got beef with his brother for throwing him out, even though it was every man for himself. Apparently, he didn't get the memo. He thought it was a tag team match, but it was every man for himself. And he threw him out in the Battle Royal. And he just keep getting, like... I think he's the only member of the bloodline, the OG bloodline, that hasn't done shit. Like, really? The only thing that this man has accomplished over the last several months was ending Naomi's run and getting her pregnant. But we're going to have a little Jimmy soon, though. So, the match was okay at best. Like, I think all other matches are probably better than this one, though. But it is what it is. It was what it was. It is setting up Cody and Drew again. But we'll wait and see, though. We'll wait and see how this all plays out and everything. We got Saturday night's main event next week. We got Halloween Havoc on as we speak, depending on when you've seen this. Either on as we speak or it already aired. But that's it that I have for the SmackDown review. I may or may not do a Halloween Havoc review. It depends if I watch the show and everything, and if it piques my interest enough for me to do a review. I will be honest with you, I might not do one because I'm really not sure what I'm going to expect out of Halloween Havoc. I really don't get to watch the NXT shows. Only way I really keep up with NXT is with the first lady of Motown's wrestling group, Ty, with her reviews that she types up and posts on the in the group. So if you're part of the group, you definitely get to see her reviews for the NXT shows. That's about the extent of my NXT knowledge. So I may or may not do Halloween Havoc. We'll see though. But if I don't, you'll see me next time for the Raw review. So enjoy your evening.